in a small, quiet village. Tragedy struck a little family. A young mother, barely out of her youth, had already lost her husband. Her only joy, her only treasure, was her little baby boy. One dark night, as the village slept, a fire broke out in her heart. Flames spread quickly, consuming the dry thatched roof. Villagers screamed and pointed, but fear kept them away. Inside that burning house was her baby. Without a second thought, she ran straight into the fire. Smoke choked her lungs, flames licked at her skin, but a mother's love is stronger than fear. She found her child crying in the corner. With shaking hands, she wrapped him in clothes and sheltered him with her own body. When she emerged, the baby was safe, but her face was forever scarred by the fire. Those scars would tell a story of sacrifice, a story of love. Life in the village was never easy. The young widow walked from sunrise to sunset. Under the scorching sun, she bent her back on the farm. Her hands blistered from tilling the soil. At night, while her son ate from the little they had, she often went to bed hungry, drinking only water so he could have more. She carried firewood, fetched water, and washed clothes for others, all to keep her son in school. And when he came home proudly holding his report card, her heart swelled with joy. She clapped for him, laughed with him, and prayed silently, "Lord, may my son have a better life than this." Her whole existence was a sacrifice, and her only dream was his success. Years passed. The boy became a young man. With blessings from his mother and tears in her eyes, he left the village with a small bag and big dreams. The city welcomed him with bright lights, tall buildings, and endless opportunities. Through hard work and determination, he became successful. He wore fine suits, worked in offices, and dined in fancy restaurants. But then he met a woman, beautiful and sophisticated and charming. He fell deeply. Yet this woman had one bitter belief. She despised mother-in-laws. Blinded by love, this young man did the unthinkable. He told her his mother was dead. The woman smiled, satisfied with his words, and soon a wedding was planned. On the day of their marriage, the groom smiled, but deep inside, guilt gnawed at his heart. Far away in the village, his scarred mother sat alone outside her hut. She stared at the empty road, waiting, hoping her son would come back for her, but he never did. She lit a lantern each evening, whispering prayers for his safety, not knowing he had buried her with his lies. One day, someone from the city promised to take her to the city with him because her son was very popular. The mother decided to find her son in the city. Carrying a small clothes bag, she walked slowly through the noisy streets until she found his grand house. When the door who questioned and looked at her in disgust. "Who are you and what are you looking for here?" The old woman answered, "My son." The wife laughed and called on the husband. When the door opened, her heart leaped. There he was, her son, but his face turned pale. Shame filled the son's eyes. With trembling lips, he denied her. "I don't know her. My mother is dead." His wife shouted, pointed at the woman and pointed at the road, and threw her out like a beggar. The scarred mother wept bitterly as she sat on the roadside, rejected by the very child she had almost died for. Days later, the weight of guilt crushed him. He could no longer hold the secret. With trembling voice, he confessed to his wife. That woman was my mother. His wife gasped in shock, stepping back, unable to believe. Anger and betrayal filled her heart. She packed her bags and left, leaving him in an empty house. Alone, he sat on the floor, crying bitterly, haunted by the image of his mother's tears. Desperate to make things right, he packed his car, clothes and gifts. He even bought a new car, determined to give his mother the life she deserved. As he drove towards the village, he rehearsed the words he would say. Mama, forgive me. Mama, forgive me. Mama, I have returned. Children ran behind his car as he entered the village, excited by the sight of his gift. His heart raced with hope. He was finally ready to honor his mother, but fate had written a cruel end. An elder walked him behind the herd, his heart and face heavy with sorrow. There under a tree was a fresh grave. The elder whispered softly, Your mother is there. She died of heartache. The young man's world collapsed. He dropped to his knees, crying uncontrollably. The food, the clothes, the car, none of it mattered anymore. His mother was gone forever. As he wept, memories flooded his mind. He saw her farming under the hot sun. He saw her skipping meals so he could eat. He saw her clapping proudly as he sausage. And he saw her scars, proof of her love, proof of her sacrifice. And now she was gone, and he could never say thank you. With trembling hands, he dug his finger into the soil of the grave, with the pain of dragging her out. Tears soaked the ground as he whispered the words, Too late, Mama, forgive me. But the graveyard was silent, except for his cries, and the story ends with a timeless lesson. Honor your parents before it's too late.